speaking, maybe 5-10 minutes, I can speak to you in Hindi so that the message is conveyed to people in different parts of the country. I'd like to begin by thanking everyone for saying such kind words about the show that we did and about me, and I'd like to say that Satya, the director of the show, is here, Swati, who's a co-director and head of research, is here, and all three of us. I think maybe you should stand and just say hi to everyone. So all three of us indeed are very, very pleased to hear that, and we had no idea, that it was, I'm really thrilled at the kind of response the show has had. But what I'd like to say in that is that there's been a huge contribution in that from AA and from Dr. Ashish, because I think without their involvement, without their expertise, without the kind of inputs they gave us, we would have never been able to create the kind of show that we did. So I'd really like to thank AA and their active participation. I think that in this issue, we did a number of issues, and this is one of the issues that we found a lot of success in, and the reason of that success we were discussing in our meetings was that in this one issue, we had a dedicated national level body which was following up immediately after the show. I think what Alcoholics Anonymous in India has done is an amazing job. Yes, we were the wire media in terms of communication to the country. But when those phone calls came in, someone had to take that phone call. They had to be organized enough to receive all these phone calls. They had to be organized enough to take action, to reach out and help. And that is not a small job with so many phone calls coming in. So I think what you all have done is really amazing. All your volunteers have done is really amazing. I'd like to thank Dr. Parker and KEM Hospital for hosting this event. It's really nice. And I'm surprised that you guys are still my fans, doctors. Will I still get treatment over here? But from the nice doctors. From the nice doctors, yes. Well, no, I can see, at the back I'm assuming all these young people are students. Is that right? Yeah. Well, that's really wonderful. It's really wonderful to see all of you. And I truly believe that the profession that you all have chosen is an amazing profession. And congratulations to you all for having chosen this profession. And we look to you with a lot of hope to take us forward in this field. Yeah. I'd really like to welcome all the ladies who have come from different parts of the world. And I want to thank you all for coming, because I think that, as Ashish very rightly pointed out, that in our show we did not touch upon female alcoholics and alcoholics in high-functioning alcoholics, people who are consuming alcohol, still functioning, are alcoholics and are dealing with it on a day-to-day basis. These are two aspects that we did not feature in our show, and maybe we should think about how we can take that further, and we certainly will do that. And I think, but what was important was that when we are communicating on such a broad level to 1.2 billion people, then our messaging has to be very basic and simple. Otherwise, nothing gets through. So what was our first and foremost in not only the issue of alcohol, but on all the other 13 issues, was to get the basics right. We wanted people to get the basics right. And then we can build on it from there. I think that the fact that these wonderful women have traveled from across the world to come to India will be, in fact, a very big first step in reaching out to women in India who are suffering. I think they will be very encouraged, and I think what you have done is really wonderful. That's really wonderful. And I want the media who's here, to really go out on a limb to report about that. Because there are a lot of women out here in India who are suffering, who need help, and in India the problem is perhaps more complex, because there are so many moralistic issues involved with drinking over here that women would be afraid to even admit openly that they are drinking, let alone step out and ask for help. It's a very difficult thing for them. So the fact that you have come here will give them a lot of strength, will give them a lot of courage, and with the media reporting about that, I think that message will go across that it is a disease, and it is a disease, and even if you're a woman, you are suffering. If you are suffering, then you need to step out, and there is help available for you. And that is what we need to convey to the women of India, and they should not hesitate in taking advantage of this, of the help that is available to them. So we should reinforce that message when I talk to you all just now in a bit. I think my knowledge on alcoholism is certainly not is nothing near to compare with what you all already know and what you all have spoken about it. I don't think I can add anything more to that. What I can say is that certainly this is a struggle which is a continuous struggle. I don't think that any one step is ever the end of it. And it's a continuous struggle that we all have to take forward and we have to be committed in. I assure you, Mr. Bhalla, that I will do everything in my capacity in this regard. Mr. Bhalla was wanting me to be the brand ambassador, as I understand it. He didn't use those words, but essentially he meant that. And I was explaining to him that I am in fact the brand ambassador currently for malnutrition in India. It's a campaign that I've been working on for the last 2 years. And I was very hesitant because the moment I start endorsing another public issue, then it gets muddled in people's heads. They don't receive it properly. But I will certainly want to be a part of this journey in helping so many lives. I think that, you all have come here from different parts of the world. Even if one woman who reads about this in the papers or on the news channels gets the courage from that and you help that one moment from a step, that's you've done a wonderful job, and your journey has been fruitful. And I'm sure that you'll in fact help many more women. I'm sure about that. So I think that this is certainly an area where a lot of work remains and needs to be done.